6 over their last 10. But so much on the line tonight. And both teams want to finish strong. Here's Brandon Ingram on the take. And Brandon Ingram slicing through with a left. Good first possession for the Raptors, Jack, to set the tone. Raptors in the first 2 meetings, their defense on point. Miami second in the NBA in scoring better than 120 points as Davion Mitchell's runner, the former Raptor, is good. They've been held under 100 only 5 times, twice against the Raptors. Their season low, 91. That was against the Raptors. Jakob Poeltl cleans up on the inside.
Does B.I. get an assist for that? Good spot to be in for Jakob Poeltl.
Last time they met was December. Offense after they were swept last year against Cleveland in the first round, 4-0. And really struggled to score as well as guard in that series. Here's Hero. He's back now. Davion Mitchell, the 3 doesn't go. Rebounding certainly a key for the Raptors. And Wiggins
from 3, so he's progressively improved as a pro in terms of his 3-point game.
Bam Adebayo, his 3 doesn't go.
He's had a tough year shooting the ball, Bam. Below 32%.
3-time All-Star, 5-time All-Defense. Raptors turn it over, and Davion Mitchell will inbound it with Scotty Barnes seeing Tyler Hero. Wiggins trying to make a move in the corner. Tough pass. And a turnover. But those things have kind of played their way through over the last couple of weeks for both of those teams. The turnovers, the errant passes. Here's Quick with the 3. Hero, they want to get out and run just like the Raptors. Davion Mitchell ties it up. Raptors are first in the NBA in fast break points. Miami is third.
When
Jack.
A point guard shoots that ball, though, someone's got to get back for defensive balance. No one did. Mitchell smart, leaking out.
Poeltl to the cutting RJ. Great find by Jakob.
RJ Barrett, so good, moving without the rock. Excellent connection.
Pelly Larson. And it's going to be quickly. Kicks it back to RJ. RJ now to Quick. Driving kick in the corner on the feed from Poeltl. The 3 is good, and that is just 26% from 3 is Scotty.
The ball was popping, though. Beautiful ball movement that time. Clean look.
Raptors lead by 5. Here's Wiggins. B.I. on the scene. Wiggins corrals, sends it to Mitchell. Mitchell misses. And Jakob Poeltl battles, and you see Miami sending one to the glass. Everybody else getting back. Here's RJ. Too strong on the take.
Good strategy against a team like Toronto that loves to run it.
Larson and Jakob clears it to Quick. Scotty with Bam Adebayo right there. Pulls up Ingram. Guarded by Hero. Let's see if he decides to go to work. Crossover. Bump. Another bump. Continuation. John Goebel in his 19th season. He's worked 151 playoff games. Dedrick Taylor, his 12th season. He's worked playoff games. And Michael Smith in his 33rd season. He's worked 60 playoff games. It's an 8-0 run by the Raptors that ends on the 3 from Mitchell.
Good point you make about the officiating crew. The experience here. Game of this magnitude. This is what you want out here.
Mitchell has all 7 of the Heat's points. Here's Scotty, and a whistle and a foul.
Because when you get into the playoffs, whatever seed you are, whatever scenario night.
Scotty B at the foul line. And Barnes, 2 of 2 from the line. He has 5 points. Scotty, 10 points on Sunday in Boston. 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Turnover. Davion Mitchell holds up Ingram. Ingram breaks free. Ingram down the line in a reach-in foul. Better than 118 points to the Miami Heat. That's 22nd in the league, but they have the 9th best field goal defense to the Miami Heat. It's a possession game for them. And RJ underneath. Here's Bam Adebayo. Mitchell swings it. Hero trying to shake free. The length of Ingram causing an issue. Adebayo sidestep now On the take, the bounce pass, they reverse, get it into the corner, and Larson connects.
Good possession inside.
R.J. Barrett with Jamal Shed, Brandon Ingram, Colin Murray-Boyles, and Pirtle, as Jakob Pirtle flashes to the middle.
First possession of zone, Matty D, by the Heat there, out of the timeout.
And they play more zone than anyone in the NBA. Wiggins short with the three. And we saw a lot of zone when the Raptors and Heat met earlier this season in the first meeting. And
Kim off the floor. This is the unit they'll go zone with because of Pirtle in the lineup. Barrett, right? A little bit less shooting on the floor right now. Shed. Okay, so, and Colin Murray-Boyles, the rookie, they'll challenge him to make those.
Davion Mitchell with 9 of the Heat's 12 points as he was able to get to the rim. And that pass sails. And Jacoby Walter's going to check in. Playing nearly 30 possessions a game of zone since the All-Star break. Here's Wiggins. Here's Larson now. The three doesn't go.
Well, if you coach this team, you look at them, they're not a great defensive team. So you got to hide that. You got to camouflage that you can't guard people straight up on it.
% due in large part to
Walter.
Jacoby Walter, yes. Here's Hero with a runner. And we're tied at 14 in a 10-2 Heat run, Jack.
Well, expected that, right? It's going to be a game of runs tonight. Two teams that can score. Heat back in the zone again.
Ingram, the three doesn't go. Jacoby on the offensive glass. Back to Ingram. And Ingram knocks it down.
Good job by Jacoby Walter. Mid-range area. You're going to get offensive rebound opportunities. When you do against the zone, throw it right back out. That's when you get the rhythm three.
Raptors 2 of 4 from 3. Miami 2 for 7. Here's Hero. Now 2 for 8. Jaquez on the offensive glass. The cutting Hero nearly turned it over. Ware kicks it to Wiggins, and that three is good.
Local guy, Andrew Wiggins. Great to see him back.
Playing in his 12th season in the NBA. Shed up top. CMB with the screen and the duck in by Pirtle.
Hey, that all happened because Colin Murray-Boyles sent a big-time screen, freeing Shed up, and it opened things up on a drive.
Wiggins attacking, goes over top Ingram. Shed left open for 3. Doesn't go. Coming into tonight. 6 for his last 12 from 3. It was 3 of 3 against Sacramento. Murray-Boyles clears it to Shed, tied at 19. Here's Shed. Walter, the 3 ball. Too strong, and Ware gives it to Mitchell.
Good look. Nice setup by Shed there.
Hero in his 31st game. And Jaquez.
Beautiful. And first women's title for UCLA. So congratulations to the Jaquez family.
And he was there in attendance. Yep. And how great is that? 17-7 run by Miami the last 4, 28. Shooting 7 for 11 as Colin Murray-Boyles misses underneath, battling. And Norman Powell landing.
Found the next guy. There you go, right there. Beautiful.
Walter delivers.
So many people forget about the guy inbound the ball. That's an example of it right there. Smart play by Ingram. Jacoby Walter, shot ready.
Ware on the inside. Shot doesn't go. Ingram bats it out of bounds. And Miami will retain possession as the Raptors lead by 1. At that stage of his career, back-to-back career years for him.
Well, you could see it when he was here. He was a gym rat. He loves playing, loves putting the time in. And you know what? He broke in on a team with a lot of guys that were very professional and dedicated. Definitely rubbed off on him. Another UCLA guy like Jaquez.
Here's Mamukelashvili, no, flying in. Murray-Boyles handles the rebound. Here's Walter with an open look.
Reed and Crotty courtside with the Raptors leading at 32-27. John, the Heat shot just 39% in that first quarter.
That's the concerning thing. This is a really good defensive team that's given Miami problems in the first 2 losses that they had against them. They really swarm you. They really contest shots. They prevent paint penetration. They really do a nice job switching, too. They've got a lot of long athletes.
It's holding Miami to 93.5 points per game. 96 in the first matchup, a season-low 91 in the second. Oh, the rejection by Scotty Barnes on the Norman Powell layup opportunity. Berkeley's first foul. Meanwhile, Bam and Hero combined 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. 3 on the shot clock. Jaime knew it. And quickly has both hands on it. Raptors ahead by 5. Barnes. This is R.J. Barrett, a left-hander. Oh, Kalel, good-looking rebound. Man can levitate and elevate. He can do that, too. The Kalel kaboom.
Oh, when rattled in, Pirtle looked surprised that Kalel just rose right up on the trail there and let it go.
Barrett does not answer, but beats Powell with a loose ball, but Bam steals it right back. Zigzag dribble against Walton. Jaquez posting. Jaime wanted it and hit the hook over quickly.
And he was able to regain his balance there after getting kind of pushed off his spot. Gets his feet right, gets to that right-hand hook.
Game tied at 32. Barnes unties it. Scotty Barnes, that's like a tank that can fly. 9 points for him. Raptors ahead by 2. Ball knocked out of bounds by Toronto.
Makes him feel like you have an open shot.
That's great defensive energy that he'd get with either Larson or Yakachonis. Powell short, good chase down offensive board for Kalel Ware, the number 9 rebounder in the league this year. 6 on the shot clock. Powell gets fouled by Jacoby Walton. The time is right now to purchase 26, 27 season ticket memberships. You can do that right now. Call 7-8 for Powell. Those only the second and third free throws of the game for Miami. A game that is tied at 34. 9.5 minutes left, second quarter. Bam defending Barnes. Ware is on Pirtle. And that's a travel on Barnes. John, right now, the Heat size. Pirtle, that's good use of Miami's front court size.
I really like Bam on Barnes, to your point, because Barnes really does so much for their offense. Obviously, he looks to score, but he's also a facilitator, and Bam can stay in front, and he can't push Bam around. Very similar in strength.
That's an outstanding front court matchup. Bam! Oh, didn't get very good job this year with Toronto.
Got Pat Delaney
On the Raptors' journey, they won only 30 games last year. 30 games. It was their third straight year not making the playoffs. They have 43 wins this year. That's a 13-win improvement and the most wins they've had in a season in the last 4 years. A resurgence in the Raptors this season. Barrett with Jaquez in his hip pocket. Missed it. Pirtle tips it in. Ware got caught underneath the rim. Pirtle's tip in. Ties the game at 36. And so Jaquez picks up his first foul. 8:40 to go in the half. Wasn't the foul, just a turnover. That's it. Well, you could either win and go on or lose and go home. Jamal Shed with a triple. First score of the game for him. Raptors now with 6 3-point field goals here in the half. They're ahead by 3, and that's going to be a foul on Walter. Hip checking Larson. His second. Shvili is back in the game. That's what we call him Mamu. That's what they called him when he played for the Seton Hall Pirates back in his college days. Bam! No. Kalel on the offensive board. Adebayo 0-4 with his triple shot. So he drew company. Ware could not guide that in, but a good fight. That should get the ball back to Miami.
left hand.
Mamu on the move. Oh, man, nobody home. Timeout, Miami. We're giving on the defensive end in those 3 losses, allowing over 121 a game. They have been good defensively so far tonight. Wiggins blocked by Murray Boyles. They've been excellent defensively tonight. Murray Boyles down the other end couldn't hold on. This is Jamal Shed. In it goes. Murray Boyles, 20 years old, 9th pick in last June's draft. What a young player they found. Raptors ahead by 7. That's 9 consecutive points for Toronto. Wiggins. Oh, the rim deflected it. Shed. Murray Boyles on the pick and roll. He missed it. Bam Adebayo down with the rebound. His 5th. Here's Bam from Davion. Well set up by the point guard.
Yeah, Davion sets it up. Bam continues to run hard right down the gut of the defense, able to beat the Raptors down the floor.
First score of the game for the captain. 5-point Toronto lead. 6.5 minutes left, second quarter. R.J. Barrett. Oh, he drew the foul and scored. Brandon Ingram has come back into the game for Toronto. And a three-point play for R.J. Barrett. Came over in that trade with the Knicks for OG Anunoby a few years ago. An 8-point Toronto lead. Their biggest lead of the game. Wiggins hitting the jump hook. Nice maneuver for Wiggins. He has 7 points.
Yeah, hard right-hand drive. Getting right in the paint. So athletic to get that up so no one can block it.
Ingram double team. Mamu Kilashvili.
That plays off the stars there on the double team on Ingram. He gets to the open area so he can get that three-point shot going.
The Raptors right now enjoying a 15-4 run and a defense that has held Miami under 37% shooting. Ingram makes a very difficult shot.
That's a tough one,
10 points for him.
Really thought Wiggins stood him up, stopped him, had him contained, but he uses that length to lean in and get to the fadeaway.
Miami down by 11, a 17-4 Toronto run. And a loose ball, Larson lost it. 3-on-1 break. Oh, Shed did not finish, but Barrett did. Raptors won twice in Miami in December. Held the Heat under 100 points in both games. No other team in the league has done that to Miami. Heat in the 2-3 zone defense. Barrett going to work. Picked the wrong guy in terms of being defended by Bam. It's Ingram. Great defense by Mitchell. And Wiggins darted in there for the rebound. Andrew Wiggins got fouled and hit it. 3-point percentage, you wouldn't think that. 42%. That has him 13th best in the whole league.
Yeah, it's been his best year shooting that three-point shot. He gets...
Quickly's back in for Toronto. 6 on the shot clock. Ingram. Oh, delivering again. 13 for Ingram. 12-point lead for Toronto. Mitchell. Hero moving in on Barnes, setting up Wiggins. In and out. That was well set up by Tyler's driving and dishing. Mamushvili. Oh, the late whistle. Let's pause for a message from Morgan & Morgan. Basketball in his DNA. How about that? Just over 3 minutes left here in the half. Hero got all the way in. Tyler Hero just his second field goal of the game. Miami down 11. Quickly.